Okay, there we go. So, hey, hope you're doing well. This is Paul, just doing a full playthrough of Colonizer from the very beginning. I have a few gameplay videos live at the moment, but they're kind of all over the place, especially as we test new features. But this is close enough to what we'll be launching at Steam Next Fest that although visually there'll be quite a few changes in the way, the actual gameplay mechanics will be pretty consistent. So you start out with your first colonist, who is your chieftain right here, and you want to drop a homestead at a resource, ideally where you've got a couple resources matched up. In this case, I'm looking for something that's like on a wood line and hopefully have some sort of food source nearby, either herdable animals or berries we currently have. The berries may be changing, so in all in all likelihood, those are different by the time you play because I feel like the pumpkin patches we have at the moment are a little rough, as you can see here. They're pretty vibrant, too vibrant, I would say. I'd say. Okay, here we go. It's actually not too bad either because there's an elevation here on the sides, so it's fairly easy to wall up. Yeah, at the moment we're still working to make these trees here impassable. And usually you're able to grid select. In this case, they're not grid selecting. Yeah, as you can see, the terrain's kind of spilling over a little. So your first homestead here, you're going to be able to create colonists as well as a scouting unit. I would encourage you probably just to spend your first resources on having more colonists pop out so you can get your economy going. Your chieftain here has the ability to both collect resources, build buildings, as well as scout. I always like to scout my spawn point right off the bat just to get an idea of if there's anyone around me, especially with the servers being persistent over 3 months. In all likelihood, there's someone near your base, and so it's good to get an idea of who that might be, what their build looks like, and whether they're actually on when you're playing. Um, Gives you an idea of how aggressive you can be on your expansion. Oop, I don't know why I'm getting wood. That's probably not the wisest idea. I get all these colonists tasked towards food. Oh, like that like dips down. No, it goes up too. Okay. This obviously zooms in more. I don't know if that's easier for people to follow, but go. So, the first challenge you're going to have as you create more colonists and other units is housing. So, you'll want to go ahead and drop something down so you can increase your population more quickly. Keep turning out colonists. As you work to protect your base, wall is usually a pretty good idea. Now I gotta get some more wood. Yeah, the gather rates are such that this start actually happens fairly quick. Like I've only got 3 colonists gathering food at the moment, and it's happening quick enough to kind of keep up this production. Yeah, there is some level of auto tasking with idle colonists where you can see over here, this one's going ahead and put themselves to work. Okay, production is not quite. I need 4 here to keep up. Yeah, one thing it's worth noting is that right now the servers are supporting 16 concurrent players. That number may be higher by Steam Next Fest. I think in all likelihood we'll probably have it go live with 16 as well, just for best gameplay. Um, but the game long term is targeting up to 90 players, and so it's with other people are on it, it could be fairly challenging to build unimpeded. So all the more reason to kind of boom as quick as you can and then work on actually building out some of the later tech buildings. And if you are eliminated, which is going to be all your units gone, as well as any sort of building on the map that's not fortification related, uh, then you're able just to respawn back into the map with a fresh chieftain and kind of get started from there again. It's pop capped again. Yeah, and so with some of this terrain, it looks like it should be buildable. At the moment, it's not. We are working to adjust some of that so that it's a little easier to build out defensive fortifications. Okay, so this is buildable. Yeah, again, there are still some bugs with the line of sight that we're able to build that we're hoping to address. But yeah, as you can see, that you are in fact able to build over here. Drop down a wall too, or a gate. Get some stone. Yeah, as you can see, the resource patches are enormous, and visually they kind of like are big scatter plots at the moment, but we're working to make some adjustments there so they're not quite as obtuse. And as you can see with the camera, here I'm gonna pivot, hold back. Let's see if I got this. There we go. So you're able to rotate the camera. We're working to make it a little easier to play from a set fixed angle the entire time because I think that's more enjoyable as a player. But all things in due time. Now, I can't quite figure out where this incline happens. Again, there we go. Okay, so it looks like looks like there. Okay, you can see the texture kind of spikes up a little bit. Yeah, it's a little easier to see them. See how steep it is that way. I want to get back to my original viewpoint, which I think was here. That's how I prefer to play. Start getting some of these eco upgrades as well. More of these technologies will be moved to their corresponding buildings as well. I do anticipate we're always going to have some level of research technology available to do at your homestead, but that some portion of them will also be parceled out to more of the military and economic buildings. So the build you play may look a little different from a tech tree standpoint. In fact, it will very likely look different. These trees will also look different, as well as these textures. We have quite a bit pushing through these next 2 weeks, 2 to 4 weeks. So, you know, maybe it was better for me to wait to do this video, but I know that we don't really have much available on YouTube that shows kind of like the ideal way to kind of play out the early eco and talk about some of the differences in how we handle the long-term gameplay. So right now I'm trying to accumulate enough resources and enough of a building tech tree to advance to a further era. So the way we handle eras is a little different than some other games. As you advance to an era, well, one, the initial gameplay, even this first era, you can see right here, there's a pretty expansive tech tree. So you're able to do a fairly deep level of gameplay without even advancing past that initial era. But you're going to want to obviously jump up to have access to a wider array of units, more advanced technologies, obviously power scale to some extent. But this first era is a lot deeper than many games, and we intend for this. We are encouraging that start, that first like 30 minutes of gameplay to really stick in this first era and do it well. Get the technologies then before you advance. But the actual advancement itself is going to look like advancing your first homestead or whichever one you choose, because you can build multiple homesteads, but only one can become your capital, and that one can advance into a further era. But if it's destroyed, you do fully regress. So fall back. Buildings still exist; they just don't have the functionality that would be associated with the later era. It looks mechanics wise a little similar to StarCraft. Obviously, this game is not StarCraft. Okay, I guess we're on goal or ore. There we go. Might as well have him scouting a little bit. I'm going through the stone very quickly. So you can see there, advanced to another era. The buildings are going to update to reflect that as well. Show you the expanded tech tree. You can see here more buildings. You're able to do the steel walls as now, which is always a good idea. Have some defensive fortifications. Wow, they went through that real quick. Hmm. Yeah, there's not a lot of stone over here. Just keep turned out colonists. So here I'm gonna keep. I'll show you some of the other mechanics while I search for stone, which is remarkably difficult to find. So this UI is being actively updated, so it'll look different by the time you play this. The flag over here is for the diplomacy menu. We're able to figure out what you're. Oh no, it's not good. The archer is just how it's chasing me great. I gotta deal with that. So there are some bandits like there you can see that are gonna help to defend certain areas of the map that are resource heavy. So over here, this flag is the diplomacy menu. You're able to pull it up. This is the temporary UI, so it's functional, very basic. It's not what we're actually going to have in the next version in a couple weeks, or proof of concept, but it does work. So you're able to do alliances. Oh, okay, great. There are a lot of bandits over here. So pull up the chat menu, you're able to chat with people. Hey. That'll be the bottom right over here. We are rolling out the new UI for chat these next 2 weeks, so it'll look different, but able to jump in there and talk to people. Also able to do it via the alliance menu. Oh, I guess I am at a different angle. Maybe? Can't quite tell. Not that angle. Up, so turned around today. Not totally sure which is the right angle. I got the stone at least. So yeah, as you can see, you're able to double click buildings, pull them up. Yeah, I need a stone. Okay, let's retask y'all over here. I found the largest stone deposit. Longer term, as you go through some of these exhaustible resources, you're going to want to drop down renewable ones like farms. You're also able to build trading posts, so let's go do that. It's weird, I thought I tested a villager to build it, or a colonist to build that. Let's call it, start rock and rolling. So with the farms, your call is actually a garrison into the farm. And you ungarrison the colonist, and then regarrison. Let's go ahead and make a caravan and show you what that looks like. It's going to be a lot of walls. So this is the caravan. We're able to use it to trade. Although I have not seen any other players near me, so moot point right now. And I'll drop a keep in just a moment once our resource is a little higher. Keep over here. These are obviously quite strong. A little too strong actually at the moment, where even when you got siege attacking, it takes several to take down a keep. You see here the colonists are spaced out equally on the construction. There we go. Solid. I'll follow up this video with some more of the buildings and tech tree units later on in this series. Take care and be well. Bye bye.